What up, everybody? This video is a breakdown of the comparisons and similarities and differences between young Kanan, raising Kanan, and young Tariq. Let's just say Power Tariq. Not even all the way to the end of Power when he killed Ghost or whatever, but let's just say just about till he went to college, maybe. Or right before he went to college. Let's just say that. But young Tariq versus a young Kanan, and we're looking at how there's so many similarities. A lot of us probably noticed there's similarities since season 1. It's just we're noticing that there's more and more similarities between them. So let's get into it. Tariq, he grew up in a rich neighborhood, and he grew up in the penthouse, living the high life with his parents, Ghost, James St. Patrick, and Tasha. Kanan, he lives with his mom, Rock, and they live in Queens. Though Rock has recently purchased a house in a nice subdivision, so that would be similar to the penthouse Tariq grew up in, but Tariq grew up in that his whole life. Kanan basically grew up in the hood his whole life. So, moving on, about their parents, James St. Patrick, Ghost, big time kingpin drug dealer. But he lied to Tariq about who he was. He covered it up. He didn't want Tariq knowing who he was and what he was all about. Rock, on the other hand, embraces. She has been honest to Kanan about who she is. As a matter of fact, she tells Kanan that he is the heir to the throne. While James, Ghost on the other hand, he was trying everything he could do to keep Tariq out of the game. So that's a big difference right there. Even though he was lying, had a lot of lies he told Tariq, he was still trying to keep him out. Rock has also a lot of lies. She lied about what happened to D-Wiz, who Kanan's real father is, what's happened to Scrappy, and there's more that I probably didn't name. But nonetheless, Rock also has a lot of lies she's building up with Tariq that might come back to haunt her, like it's saved Tariq's life, all the lies Ghost told him, because if you remember, Kanan was about to take Tariq out execution style like Ghost took out Breeze, but that's when he got him on the lean, a little tipsy, and about to put one in the back of his head for payback on Ghost for Breeze, and also putting him in jail for 10 years. But at that time, you remember Tariq said, "I hate my dad. All he does is lie." Y'all go back and watch that episode now. That's why Tariq put the gun down, and he started taking Tariq up under his wing at that point. And that's when Tariq got a little more deeper into things with Kanan, because Kanan must obviously related to Tariq when he was talking about all the lies that Ghost told him. Now, on the other hand, Tariq has one parent, Tasha, who also got him into the game, and she said she was going to teach him the game. So they both have mothers, even though Tasha was hesitant at first, didn't want Tariq nothing to do with that. Once she saw who Tariq was, she embraced him. She said, "Me helping him is the only thing that's going to keep our son alive." So she embraced it, even though Ghost never did. what their first action was. I might be wrong with this, but I remember Tariq was hitting licks on his friend's parents with Kanan. They were skipping school, and whoever's parents were out of town or whatever, and they would be upstairs or whatever playing video games, and that's when Kanan and them he would turn off the alarm, and Kanan and them would come in, and they would jack a whole bunch of stuff from Tariq's friends, supposedly friends, I'm gonna say classmates' houses. Kanan, his first piece of the game, whatever you want to say, would have to say be when he got in with Marvin selling work at the gas station. And you know that ended up not going too well. After a while, they had some stuff they were going to sample out, and it killed a bunch of people because Kanan put some stuff in it that people ain't supposed to be smoking, and it killed a bunch of people. And then Marvin canceled that, said he shouldn't have been messing with him in the first place. But that's how he got it. If he really got his first taste in the game, Marvin gave him a quarter ounce, and he broke it into 20s or something and sold it over where Jukebox bootlegged her clothes at before she got caught. Almost caught partially doing that. First death association. Now, if y'all remember Tariq, how he started getting involved with a whole bunch of stuff, he was doing home invasions with a couple of the guys he knew from Kanan, or Slim, what he knew him was, a couple of Slim's homeboys, and he was doing the home invasion. He said the guy's name. I'm not gonna get into what happened. Y'all already know what happened. But yeah, he said the guy's name, and they said, "Well, shoot, I gotta kill this woman now. You said my name," and then they were trying to probably kill Tariq too, and he started running. So that was Tariq's first association, and we know Kanan, his was with Buck 20. You know, that was him and D Wiz. You don't know if he hit Buck Wiz or D Wiz did, but that was his first association. He shot it, old boy Buck 20 for about nothing. All right. Now, after that, Tariq got into some situations, all those things he had been getting into, all the trouble he'd get into. He now has Ray Ray, the dirty cop, looking for him, and he witnesses Ray Ray kill his sister right in front of him. Right in front of him. Witnesses it. He also has one of his mentors killed by OG Kanan, older Kanan, Eric Stark, Kanan's son. So Tariq had a lot of stuff going on around him, a lot of death. His twin sister, one of his mentors, probably more people than that. A lot of people, a lot of death around Tariq. They end up saying everybody around who's around you dies. That was a little bit older Tariq. Yeah, but Lulu, as for Kanan, one of his best friends got killed by his own uncle. Although he don't know his uncle did that yet. He might find out one day. But as for now, he doesn't know that. And so that was a hard thing for Kanan. I think it was a little more on Tariq's plate, but definitely relatable stuff. Now we have moving on to get retribution for his sister. Tariq kills that cop, Ray Ray, went looking for him on his own, pulled a gun on Dre to get the address where Ray Ray stays. Tariq was not playing with that. As for Kanan, he shot his dad, Detective Howard, but he didn't have the guts to finish him off and put one in his head like his mom said. I think she said, one to the chest, two to the head. I think that's what her rule was for him. He only put one to the chest, none to the head. So Detective Howard, his dad, lived. But that had nothing to do with him, so it didn't make no sense for him to go looking for him anyway. He was just, again, doing what his mom told him to do. So there's a big difference between either they both went after a cop, Howard's situation, and Ray Ray. Tariq and Kanan's. Tariq went hunting this man down by himself to get vengeance. That's gangster. He was only like 15 years old doing this. Tariq. Okay, moving forward. Tariq went on to Chode, and he set up his big empire from Chode. Of course, he eventually got told on by Effie, snitched on him, and had got him expelled from that. But how he did it, well, how he was setting up that, he was selling to the Italians. He was selling on campus. He had Kanan's work that he left when he basically had Kanan killed. He then went and took all his product and sold it until it was gone. Then he went and stole his uncle Tommy's supply. This is a boy with no plug, getting down, man, making things happen. Even then, when he ain't had nothing, he was in the lab making some fake stuff out of some baby Tylenol. Tariq was not playing. As for Kanan, he is now getting into, we see in Raising Kanan, he's stealing his family's money, and he stole some work from his mom's trap spot on the top floor, and he's going on selling that on the street corner. So a lot of similarities within these two young characters here, Tariq and Kanan. And last off, they haven't had good history with their first love interest. If you remember, the girl who Tariq's first love interest was the one who actually set him up to meet Ray Ray at his school. That ended up being the time his sister got killed, because Ray Ray went there to kill Tariq, but took out Raina because she said his name. So that was Tariq's girl. She set all that up. As for Kanan's first girl, she told Unique exactly where Rock's stash spot was, and had her whole entire stash spot get hit. So these characters got a lot in common. And y'all saw what kind of monster, what kind of gangster Kanan was in the end. Killed his own son, killed all them pigs on his death scene, killed Jukebox. We see how good their relationship was, and we see it was still good at the time, because he went for her for refuge when Ghost burned him up, tried to kill him, thought he was dead, left him for dead. He went to Jukebox for refuge, so they still had an excellent relationship, but he turned on her. We seen him go out with Ghost and just kill people without blinking an eye. With Tommy, those guys at the when they were playing not bowling but pool. Yeah. So I mean, you see what kind of man Kanan turned out to be. And I'm gonna say at the same age, Tariq is far more ahead of the game. Tariq at the same age is couple years, in my opinion, ahead of where Kanan is at the same age. So we're gonna see what Tariq ends up being, because we see what Kanan turned out to be. We can only imagine what Tariq is gonna turn out to be. Because if they get down, they're going down a straight up similar path, except Tariq's is like a little bit worse. He's way ahead of the game than Kanan was, thinking way more. So we're gonna see what happens with Tariq. next season. Can't wait for Ghost season 3. But everybody enjoying Raising Kanan season 2. See down the path this young man goes down. Will it be similar to what Tariq is? Probably not. I don't think he's gonna kill Rock. You think he's gonna kill Rock? You think he's gonna kill Rock like Tariq did Ghost? I don't know about that. He might think he's gonna kill Lou when he finds out he killed D-Wiz. Maybe. I'm going to wait and see. But they're going down a similar path, and you already knew what the next step for Tariq was.